This video tutorial is about how to use if functions, and it also shows you how to use nested formula. And this is task 14J on page 201 on your textbook. First of all, have a look at the task requirement. You have to open the file that you saved in task 14I, and from there you can copy the text over and use it as a source file. Your main task is not learn how to type. Your main task is learn how to use if functions. Now let's have a look at the source file. This is the green source file, and you should get it from your task 14J. Now this is 14J, and you can get this file from 14I. Now what does the task 1 requires you to do? And they said this is a list of names, their job titles, and how many years of work experience that each of these persons has. And then this is where you need to work on a blank column here. You have to write against every and each name with one of the three words: experienced, very experienced, and or not experienced. So if the person has got more than 10 years of experience, then you want to display very experienced. If the person has 5 years or more than 5 years of work experience, then you want to write experienced next to the name. And finally, if the person has less than 5 years of work experience, then right next to that person's name you write not experienced. Again, we can do that manually when we are dealing with a very small text, but we will do one or two manually anyway, just to help you understand these tasks first. It's very critical that you must understand the task before you can do the task, complete the task accurately. And doing it manually can be helpful. Okay, let's look at this. This person has 7 years of experience, so his work experience is between 5 and 10. Therefore, we write experience. Okay, and then the next person has got 5 years of work experience. According to the requirement, if a person has 5 years or more, then you write experience. So just the same as the last person. Okay, now this person has got 14 years of work experience. John has got 14 years of experience. According to the rule, what should you write? It's here, very experienced, because he's got more than 10 years of experience. So you write very experienced. Okay, so this is what the task wants you to do, and for argument's sake, this is a little task. You can do that manually, but in reality you might be dealing with a list of 2,000 names, so that's not going to work to do it manually. So what do? You look at here. I have set a formula here, and you can use this formula. Now don't be alarmed with this double dutch. In a minute, I will walk you through some easier exercise first, and then you come back here. You should be able to do it entirely on your own. Now, once you have put in this formula, like what I have done, you drag it down. Everything will be done for you just within a click of the mouse. Okay, so you only need to do one formula right and then copy it over. So it wouldn't be much faster than doing it manually. Okay, now let's come down to have a look at here. Do the small exercise first. Exercise 1 asks you to display experienced if a person has 5 or more years of experience. Otherwise, it displays false. Now this is how you do it. You use a function like this. Okay, now this function, there's a little error here. You should change it to functions and formulas always start with an equal sign. Okay, so this if function should be written like this. So you can use this function, if function, and put it here. Exercise 1, so you put it here. So you can see this function has been used in here. Once it's in here, you drag it down. You got all the answer. So you can tell this person is experienced, and this person is experienced, and this person false, means it's opposite of experience. That means it's unexperienced. So this is exercise 1. The function means, what they mean is display experience if C25 or C24, that's this cell, C24 is larger or equal to 5 years. Okay, this is what they mean. And the second one, this is what they mean. Display experienced if cell C25 is equal to or larger than 5. Okay, and that's it, exercise. Now you work on your own. The next one, exercise 2, asks you to show experienced if a person has 5 or more years of experience. Now, did you notice that this part, exercise 1, and this part in exercise 2 are identical? There is only one little difference. In exercise 1 you show false, but in exercise 2 you show unexperienced. In other words, all other ones that shows false in exercise 1 should be shown unexperienced in exercise 2 here. Okay, I stop, just let you have a think. Okay, now let's keep going. So in exercise 2, you use this function. So you use this function in the first one, first cell under exercise 2. And then what that means is, you are telling Excel to show experienced if cell 24 is larger or equals to 5. So you have this. Otherwise, you show unexperienced. What does otherwise mean in this case? Otherwise means all those, if the cell is smaller than 5, then you write unexperienced. another formula we can use. Look at this one. What this means is, if cell C25, that's C25, that's this one here. If cell C25 is larger or equals to 5 years of experience, then the Excel are required to show experienced. Otherwise, all other ones that do not meet this criteria, you should just write unexperienced. Okay, so this can go on and on. What you need to do, just copy one and drag it down, and you know all the answer like this. So this is the beauty of a computer. They do all that for you and do that accurately. Now when you're doing it, you should read these gray areas very carefully, and you should also type this up in your own worksheets, because as you type them, you are studying the functions and the expressions. That's very important, and it's the effort and time well spent. So you can all go down like this. So that's done. So this is how you use if functions. Now let's have a look on exercise 4. It's a little bit complicated than exercises 1, 2, and 3. But in fact, it's just combined exercise 2 and exercise 3. Now I repeat, exercise 4, the function is the same as, it's just a combination of exercise 2 and 3. So when you look at it, you have to show very experienced if the person has 10 or more years for experience. And then you show experience if the person has 5 or more years of experience. The rest show unexperienced. In other words, if the person has more than 10 years of experience, then you write experienced, very experienced, next to the name. If the person has 5 to 10 years of experience, then you write experienced. So what you need to do is to copy the formula in exercise 3 and exercise 2 and combine it and make it like this. You should read and study this one carefully, and also notice that here is double bracket. Okay, and also important, the larger sign should be on the left of equal sign. If you put the equal sign on the left and the larger sign on the right, Excel will not work. Okay, after you have studied this part, then you can try to finish this section here yourself. And this part has told you what to do and how to do it. If this is not sufficient, then you go to page 201. Okay, thank you.